Let's go, baby. Favorite time of the week, son. It's recording day, man. Oh, shoot. I didn't go to the liquor store. Hold on. Yeah, baby. Okay. Got some cold glasses. Always keep them chill. Always keep them chill. It's boozing time. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 5 of Café Society. I'm your host, Joseph Jerez.
My name is Zapata.
That's the co-host of
Zapata.
Café Society. His name is
Zapata.
Perfect. All right, man.
I feel like Hodor. You know the character from Game of Thrones.
What are we drinking today?
My friend, today we have a very special edition of something that's not a cocktail.
I know. Our first not cocktail for the show on episode
For the show.
Mark it down.
So what we have today is a Tropical Tide IPA. If you don't know, IPA is an India Pale Ale. I'd actually love to talk more about it eventually, but we're not sponsored yet. So
That's facts. But you should top your drink off, my friend, because it's looking a little low there, and I know that there's definitely some more in that can.
I will. Just so you know, this is very interesting. It's from the mainland. It balances island flavor with West Coast hop aroma in this bright, juicy IPA. It's a blend of American and New Zealand hop, and the varietals including El Dorado, Wame, Motueka, Mosaic, and Chinook, lend to beer flavors of pineapple, mango, stone fruit, citrus, and pine. Do you taste half of that in your beer?
So obviously the citrus to me stands out very much, and then let me get a quick little taste here. That's a pale ale for sure.
Yeah,
I enjoy it though.
I get the citrusy part.
Yeah, the rest of the notes. I mean, now I'm not a beer aficionado here, so for me, I mean, some of you guys might be watching this like, these freaking jerks, man. They don't know a damn thing about beer. He knows a little bit more than I do, so
It's a good pale ale. There's some that can be a little too bitter.
yeah, this one, and
It's on the flavorful side.
I'm not crazy about IPAs. Mm-hmm. Shock. I'm not crazy about IPAs because to me they're too bitter. I don't enjoy that. I enjoy good beer, cold beer.
It's funny, right? Because I remember growing up and, adults, beer's an acquired taste, but pale ales is really like
An acquired freaking taste. Dude.
Yeah.
When was the first time you had beer?
On camera.
Not like your parents were giving you a full beer.
My own beer?
No, not your own beer. Just like tried beer.
When I was like 4
4?
or 5?
Yeah, probably like me too.
Yeah, something like that.
I had a Heineken.
Did I tell you my beach story with the beer?
No.
It was like, so remember the twist cap like juices? And like when I say twist cap.
The Kool-Aid joints?
The Kool-Aid joints, that was like a plastic, like almost like a triangle on top.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid, the squeezers.
Yeah. So whatever. I had my guy, and I'm drinking this just juice, right? It's like sugar water, and just little 4-year-old me minding my business out on the beach, and I'm like, all right, guys, deuces. I'm gonna hit up the water. I always gotta swim in the water.
Of
play
course,
around,
you're at
whatever.
the beach, hit the water up.
I come back, did some strenuous physical activity. I'm like, bet it's time for a nice little chug. So I just straight up like grab it. It's right where I was in the sand, and I just mind you, it's like now that I think about it, it was kind of cold for what it was, because if it's out in the sun, right? But like 4-year-old me, I don't think like that. I'm just like, bet it's cold. It should be cold, right? And then it's like legit, just straight up beer. And I was like, I was like I was gonna die. I'm
kid.
like, what is inside of me right now? No,
dude.
Yeah.
I remember my brother did something like that. One day, my dad picked us up. My brother got in the car and he was like, I don't know, dying of thirst for some reason. Grabs the water bottle, chugs it, and my dad was like, no. And it was freaking booze. It was all vodka, and my brother just pounded down like half of it. He was like 16, 17.
Okay, so
he
not
wasn't
4.
Yeah, it wasn't too young, but fuck, man, that's a lot of booze to pound down at that age, and he did not expect it. And he was just like,
was he like acting kind of funny after?
Nah, he doesn't really seem like he was lit.
Okay,
I just remember him like saying like, "What the fuck?"
I mean,
like
no,
that burned.
In his like regard, a couple seconds isn't really enough time to
To
register.
feel, yeah.
Yeah.
But who knows? All I know is that I enjoy beer. I think beer, I think it's funny because beer always comes off as like a manly thing. You want a good beer as a man.
You have it like on a Sunday when you watch your football.
But I know mad shorties that love beer, and I appreciate that.
It's a good thing to try. It's a good thing to have. Yeah.
It's a great drink. Why does it have to be gender specific?
Nah, I'll put you all on.
Like
beer? Like if you're trying to think, well, I mean, aside from what we're in right now with the pandemic, if you're thinking date ideas, a brewery is an excellent place to go to.
Hell yeah.
And the reason is like a Sunday or Saturday, whatever, even like an afternoon, it's such a chill place to go to. And you find yourself just kicking back, and there's even kids in there because parents will go in, parents that know the owners, parents that don't know the owners, whatever it is, they'll have like their 2-year-old, their 5-year-old, whatever it is, but they still want to just
because you could just have a beer,
yeah,
have a pretzel or something, have a little bite and then go.
A lot of them too, they have little games you can play and whatnot, so it's a really nice time to spend some time with your little friend.
Isn't that cool how they took a simple thing, right? Like making beer, producing beer,
like a
and
brewery,
giving it out, right? A brewery, and they turned it into a full-on experience. And I think that's something that like people seek nowadays. They don't want to just purchase a product; they want to purchase an experience. And I think that's what really sells.
We talked about that when we studied like Happy House and stuff like that.
Yep.
For those of you that don't know, it's been happening a lot in cities where there's these like traveling experience companies, for lack of a better word. One of them being the Happy House, and their whole theme was like this yellow colored, like they just furnish up a building. Like imagine you just get a place that would be a retail store that's out for rent, whatever it is. They rent it for 3 months and then they dress it up and they put like some smiles over it. They have some things you can do, and it's funny because with the world we live in today, it's a very Instagrammable thing.
That's what people are trying to caption.
And right? It's literally like they almost section it off in ways that it just registers to you in your head. It's like, wow, like that's a spot I'm gonna take a flick at. Yeah. And then lo and behold, what ends up happening is you're just walking through a line
of people taking photos.
Yeah. And if you're actually the odd one out, if you just go in and check out like the nice installation.
Wow, this is dope, man. Wow, look at that.
Because you're gonna say that while there's like a whole line behind you.
Yeah.
That's like,
and then you just move on. You're like, that's awesome. I'm glad I saw that. And then you keep moving. Everyone's like, you're not gonna take a picture?
Yeah.
No, I'm good. But I think there's something really cool. Like there is something special about Instagram and things like that. Like think about before how often people probably carried around things like Kodak's cameras or Polaroid cameras. They probably carried it just as often as we'd imagine we carry, as often as you take a photo in the week, right? A special moment. You're like, oh, this is really cool. Like I want to capture that. Click with your phone. People carried around Kodak cameras and
I don't know if it's like as often as the phone was. Of
sure,
course,
maybe not as often. But
you don't have like
like my parents always had a camera somewhere in the car, in the house. If we were going somewhere, like they made sure that they brought a camera because you don't know what moment you might want to store forever.
This is coming from Joe the model over here that's getting all these pictures taken of him from his parents. I didn't live through a childhood where like photos were constantly, but also I was very oblivious to the outside world. I was very much in my own head.
In your own head. Yeah. Okay.
So who knows? I know there was like a camcorder that we like the family like camcorder and whatnot.
Camcorders, dude.
I'm pretty sure baby showers were recorded on that and whatever else.
Baby showers were Mando recorded.
It's crazy.
Down, especially to all the viewers. If you've ever been to a Black or Latino baby shower, it gets lit. I've been told, bro.
It's funny because you can't really record it the same way you can record a typical baby shower.
Because a Latino baby shower is just fucking lit, dude. It doesn't start till like 7 p.m. Men and women are invited. The boozing, the partying, the dancing.
I was literally shook because I was invited to baby showers when I was young because they're primarily like Latino people that had invited my family, and when I started going to other baby showers, when I stopped going to baby showers, and I'm like, hold on, like, okay, mom, you're gonna go, but like, why aren't I invited? And not that I
Like you were
wanting
dying
go.
to go.
Yeah, but it's just like, okay, like what's the situation here? What's the vibes? And then she's just like, oh, it's a baby shower. You know, men aren't actually really invited. I'm like, what about this one and this one and this one?
What about the 20 that we went to in the past 2 years?
Yeah. I'm like, you see little like Emilio who's like 5 feet tall now? Remember when I popped up at his baby shower? What happened with that? You know what I mean? I was
that
there.
Noise. You know what's interesting? Like, I'm thinking about these baby showers and all these events that I used to go to in the past when people could go outside and stuff. And low key, these things are gross. Bro, I was watching this video on YouTube, right? And this guy is doing like a mukbang in his car and they're all eating and stuff like that. And
That first of all, even that word itself is kind of gross.
mukbang? Don't be so insensitive. Mukbang.
Listen, okay, I apologize. I meant like if you were to come across a foreign word that, you know, it's just
It's new.
that it's widely, like, it's not like a word that was presented to you as some word from another culture. It was presented to you as like an internet trend.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
That's the way in which
Because it's a mukbang. So the word mukbang bothers you? Is that it, buddy?
No, I am perfectly fine saying the word.
You guys see this? A bigot right next to me.
I'm literally talking about like an internet trend. I'm not talking about the word that people use to eat a large consumption of food.
Well, mukbang is
which is the same
is
word,
a
but
food
still.
show.
Yeah.
That's actually the translation is food show, right? But
Which is pretty lit as a theme.
as a word, as like a thing that people do.
Yeah.
Right? It's really cool. But so regardless, I'm watching this mukbang and this dude eats like a really hot piece of fried chicken and he's in this car dying, but he has guests, right? And he's like, and he's like breathing heavy all over the place, not covering his mouth. And I was just like watching, and this video was recorded pre-COVID, and I'm watching this and I'm like,
wait, was this at a baby shower?
no, this is in someone's car on YouTube, right? That I was watching. Don't judge me.
I'm curious.
I like mukbang.
It's correlation with the baby shower. That's what I'm looking for.
I'm just because I was thinking about the baby shower, and then it reminded me of like how things were before COVID, and just watching him breathing all over the place, right? Breathing like near the food and stuff like that. I was like, ooh. I was like, that's actually really gross. And pre-COVID, my mind would have not really have thought about that, right? Because he's just breathing. It's not like he's sneezing or coughing on the food. He's just breathing heavy. But now, with the way that everything is like has been, I was watching. I was like, no. I hope these people don't eat that food after, because that is gross. This man just breathed all over it. God knows what he had. You know what I'm saying? He's just breathing COVID, corona, right on your chili fries. Disgusting.
Not the chili fries.
Not the chili fries.
Come on, man.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
But yeah, and that's my take on mukbangs and baby showers. You know what I'm saying? But now I wanna get into the good stuff right now, okay? Because we have been kind of stressed out this week, haven't we?
Man, even the thought of recording this episode, I was exhausted all day today.
Guys, this is actual facts. Like, just to be able to sit down, like, we've drained ourselves this past week creatively. Excuse me. We've drained ourselves creatively this past week, and we've both felt exhausted. Like, we both were sitting on the couch, doing nothing, just trying to like. It felt like we were trying though our hardest to come up with any possible topic to discuss in the show notes, and we were both like, damn, dog, like nothing. I can't think of anything right now. Like, I am drained.
Yeah, I kind of want to be open as to like the reason behind that. We talk a lot about the markets and whatnot. So like anything, when you aim to do something, you aim to build a brand, or you aim to start a business or whatever it is, you have to have clear intentions for it. And you and I have stated what we intend to do. Sure. You know, we intend to inspire people to travel and to seek out their passions. To whatever it is that they wanted to do when they were a kid, to bring that out, actually just go and start that with whatever tools they have at their disposal today. And if they need to move around the world somewhere else in order to do that, even better, because chances are you're going to be surrounded around a new environment where you're going to challenge yourself to go and seek that, instead of being distracted by the same stuff.
Yeah, get the heck out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And that's where you'll see that you'll grow. And you know, we stepped out of our comfort zone last week for sure, coming up with an ad and, you know, doing other projects, and also just cultivating like what our desires are for the business and how we want to move forward.
Yeah. So what we did was we were trying something new. We're trying to step up the podcast.
The production.
For those of you that are watching us on YouTube, we are visually enticing you by starting off with a little appetizer for the drink. Of course, we have certain intentions behind that. And then afterwards, we did come out with our own ad. Obviously, at the scale that we are today, we are still working on getting in sponsors and advertisers and whatnot. So until then, you know, we're creating our own stuff, and you know, neither of us are video editors or recorders of.
That's
audio
the
or
facts.
anything.
Like
Yeah.
we're not professional video editors, guys. Like, and especially with the way that everything is, we had to source from all of our past videos or photos and just look at the
to
things
make it
that
like a minute video.
and
Yeah.
and you slaved doing that, and
Yeah,
you did
so
a
that took-
fantastic job.
I wanted to actually talk to Johnny about this to see what he thought, because in my reference, right, he works with several artists in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
He works with a very talented boxer. He does this for a living.
He's just overall an amazing video
yeah.
photographer.
I was just listing his credentials,
Yeah,
right? But
hell
his
yeah.
vision is very clear.
Crazy.
So I was gonna hit him up. I haven't yet, but I want to see what he thought, because it was the first time that I even touched video in like 10 years or so. Like high school was the last time, and I think we had like some project or something.
Damn,
like
dude, we're old, huh? You said 10 years, and then you said, I think last time was high school.
All right.
Holy, bro.
6.
Chill out, dude.
6
Putting
yeah.
all the info out there.
that. Whatever. So I don't care. I'm still young. You know.
Nah, we're young. We're very young.
So anyways, I haven't done that in a while. So to make that, you know, there's a lot of things that go behind it, right? You don't just go out and shoot video and perfectly master the art of cutting it all together and telling a story. So I'm trying to figure out what story to tell. I'm trying to add cool little transitions and effects, right? I used a green screen key effect and whatnot, and that was just one of the things I was trying, editing the color of little videos here and there. So overall, it took about 6 hours, and it's not because it's like, wow, it's that hard to do 1 minute. It's trying to piece together the story, searching for
Going through the archives of our stuff to see like, all right, I can use this, I can use that,
Yeah.
can't use this. And then you're also trying new things. Not only are you unfamiliar with video editing as a whole, but you were trying some really cool stuff and experimenting within that new thing already. Like,
yeah, there's also something that we both have studied in the past to some degree, which is the audio engineering behind videos.
Yep.
Oftentimes, if you see an advert today, there's cool little clicks and taps and this and that, whatnot.
yeah, sound engineering is important as heck.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, adding a clink or a swoosh, whatever it may be, really keeps people captivated into the story, and they'll more than likely finish the video or get through majority of it.
Yeah, what I would say for what we tried with this one, it's very subtle, but if you notice, you know, we're starting off with this kind of smooth crescendo, and then as it builds up, I added an actual like other mini crescendo at the very end. If you recall, we had this kind of DJ scratch to a stop right before that, as the original soundtrack is already building up. I add just another little piece in it, and then you kind of have to replay it to really get it. But when you play for the first time, you do get that heightened sense.
Feeling, yeah.
You get the feeling.
So I listened to it with headphones on, and I felt like I heard it very clear. But you also told me about it beforehand, so I think I was also searching for it.
Yeah, you expect.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm curious if you guys noticed it in the ad.
I know who would notice it.
Who?
PJ.
Oh,
That
PJ.
man's a sniper, bro.
Dude,
Yeah,
his ears are incredible, bro. Like he just knows, and he's very detail oriented. I give him props to that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for all the people that he works with in the music industry. I'm sure that he helps them out a lot.
Yeah, dude, he's a fantastic A&R. No bull. Like a fantastic A&R, and his music knowledge is through the roof as well.
That's a hundo.
Yeah, it's a hundo coming from Zapata. You heard it here, folks.
It is. Shout out PJ.
But no, so, you know, being exhausted from, Zapata working on that, me editing, and then we've also been having some issues uploading. Ooh, sorry about that, guys. We've also been having some issues uploading every time on YouTube for some reason. It gets through like 60-70% of the video.
Upload. And that's after what, 6-7 hours?
Dude, after like 3-4 hours.
Oh, okay.
And then it might crash and I'll have to restart it.
Yeah.
And then we're like at the 6-7 hour mark and we're back to like 40-50%. And last week that happened and it was like 3:30 in the morning. I was like, all right, I gotta go to sleep. I was like, this is exhausting, and I've just been sitting here looking at this thing, hoping that it works. I went to sleep and I was praying. I was like, oh man, I hope this thing freaking finishes so I can wake up tomorrow and just upload it and it's done. And to my surprise, I woke up and it was not done. So I started it up again and it finally finished. And then it goes to process so after it uploads the video, it has to process the video.
Yeah.
It was stuck at 0% for like 15 minutes. And this is when it's out of your hands. It's now on YouTube's hands. So I was like, all right, you know what?
And you're already tired, right? Because you went to bed at like 3, woke up at what, like 9?
9 to check it out again. And then it was like 12 o'clock at this point. I was like, well, it's out of my hands now. So I'm going to take a nap. I took the illest nap, dude. But I woke up. And I think that nap threw off my entire rhythm for the week. Dude, my sleep schedule has been terrible.
Like thrown off?
Yes. And because of that, I feel like it's been affecting my work, right? My productivity. Because now I wake up tired. You know what I mean? I wake up tired. I'm sleeping tired. My energy level throughout the day is not at 100% to go hard as hell,
I want to talk a little bit about the next steps, because I want to take people through that process, right? We are working through the struggles with recording, the creativity, to keep that creativity up. For today's episode, trying to come up with a list of topics there.
Yeah.
But of course, we also want to walk you through some of the solutions. So I want to start off with the podcast that Junior had sent us.
Yep.
And I'm very appreciative that he sent that over. I definitely checked out the whole thing.
Shout out to you, Junior Coco. He's always in the comments, guys. If you see him in the comments on this one, show him some love.
Give him a like.
Give him a like.
Yeah. And so basically it's Tim Ferriss and the CEO of Spotify. If you all don't know, Tim Ferriss is the author of the 4-Hour Work Week, and very inspirational man, knows a lot about working productively. And like half the conversation is about how they ensured that they're scheduling time apart to relax, to decompress, not decompose. Jesus.
I don't want to decompose, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll work harder.
Since like the CEO's wife also works on business, and they have like, 2 kids at home, 1 kid, whatever it is.
That's a lot to manage.
It's a lot to manage, and they still ensured time to get away, go for a walk together.
Of course,
husband and wife just go for a walk, and I was like, wow, like it's so inspirational, because oftentimes I don't have balance in my life. It's work. Find that next work on the marketing scheme for that.
Just whatever. Staying very busy.
Yeah. And like last week was probably the most, because we ensured that we got that schedule out.
We were pushing it.
Yeah, we were pushing it. And then I had 2 interviews lined up. I had all these applications sent out, whatnot.
For sure.
Move those on to the next round, whatever it was. Came out with something else we're trying to test, right, with products and
testing out products and seeing how they'll hit the market.
Seeing how the market works and all that, right? And so it's funny, right, because I don't even give myself credit for that week of work. Like, to me, it's like whatever, it was a normal week, but
it wasn't. It was a very exhausting week, and it showed. But like you said, let's talk solutions. So a simple solution that we found for I'm at Purdue and Café Society.
We reorganized.
That's it.
Thought of when we're gonna schedule this, post that, work on this.
Yeah. I think that's a really important thing that a lot of you guys should take away from this. It's if you feel yourself being overwhelmed, then you start to slack on your work, and then slacking on your work can also be overwhelming. So what we did is we took a moment to break down our entire schedule, really prioritize, like, okay, this needs to get posted this day, that needs to get posted that day. Really, if we schedule everything properly, we can manage our work week without burdening ourselves with 1 or 2 or 3 16-hour days. We can spread out this work throughout the week, make sure it gets done. But if you don't schedule it or plan it properly, you're going to get caught up in the same thing again. So break it down, really commit to certain days. Like, okay, this day, this gets done, that day, that gets done. And that's how it goes.
It's really project management at its simplest.
Fine. At its simplest, actually. Yeah, you're right. It really is very simple.
It's funny because something. Sorry, what did you say?
It took a moment for us to kind of set it in place. Like we knew about it,
but we wanted to hit the ground running.
Yeah, right? We did.
We did, and we were consistent, but
it resulted in exhaustion. Yeah.
So I do want to give a little tidbit too with school for those of you that are in school. It's funny because I studied computer science, and right now I work for a software as a solution company, and I wish that we use the tools at the company at our disposal today, because realistically, all right, okay, I guess I'll do that too.
No, but you got to keep talking.
Yeah. So realistically, at a company, it's not like your boss is giving you some kind of work to do and they leave you dead in the water and they're like, go figure that out. And then also that they make some kind of task that there's a puzzle to figuring out even what the task wants you to do. And then there's a puzzle to how to get that done. Right. Like
they're not giving you a clear instruction. You kind of,
because the problem is when in computer science, when you're programming an application, if you say clearly, like, make a timer, all right, cool, whatever, I'll figure that out. But if you're like, Pythagoras theorem says a squared plus b squared, and then use that to figure out the Pythagoras triangle, and then write a program that prints out the solution, whatever it is, right? And it's like, okay, well, even that was even too direct, because that's not how I got my homework. They would present those, and they're like, basically, it's like, what do you think we want at the end of this, right? So you got to figure out what they want first. You got to kind of get a feeling for the teacher. In the real world, it's very clear-cut tickets. They want you to take, we call them tickets, right? Because it's essentially this a card of information on what's called a Kanban board, which is really just, you have some panes, and then imagine if I was to put a ticket on a pane that's to do, and then I moved it over to in progress. Tells the whole team what I'm working on.
It's like a kitchen. That's how a kitchen line moves.
Yeah.
It starts out with this guy. He moves the ticket down to the next guy.
Everybody knows what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
And then we check in daily and we see, are you okay? Are you stuck? Do you need help? Like, what do you need? What are the resources that can help you progress? Obviously, you get none of that in the school. So unrealistic, right? And if you wanted to, you can.
But they gave you the hardest They gave you the hardest scenario.
And then they expect you to succeed, but then when you need that help, right, they don't help you there. But so essentially, to wrap that all up, I think what the message we want to get across is chase your passions. Try to do it as smart as you can. It's going to be a little bit of work creating some kind of system that works for you, but once you find that out, it's going to really accelerate what you want to do. And the whole point there isn't to just have some kind of perfect system, but go chase and do what you want to do and have some fun.
Have fun. That's really it, guys. I mean, that's all we're doing, man. So we'll talk to you guys later. This was a little message from us, and hope you guys have been enjoying your time. And if we don't talk to you guys before the holidays, stay safe. Tell someone you love them. Cheers.
Cheers to that.